We're going back now to VOA's Elizabeth Arrott, who is in Egypt. Another scene or another site of protest following the release of a video that denigrated Prophet Muhammad. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Sorry, we had a really bad line earlier, but I wanted to get from you the update on the protests outside the embassy, in particular in Cairo. Is it still underway?
It's certainly calmed down quite a bit since yesterday, and I think it should be stressed it was quite a different event that happened in Cairo than in Libya. It was a protest called by some Salafists, some ultra-conservative leaders, and it was about 2,000 people who gathered outside and were chanting and had slogans. And by and large, it was peaceful. There were some people who climbed up the walls and then breached the embassy, but it did not seem to be the attack that we saw, the big violent attack that happened in Benghazi. Benghazi is a much, much more violent place after the revolution. You know, it's filled with militias. It's always been much more conservative than the rest of Libya even, and much more extremist trends tend to go there.
Now, so Elizabeth, also another question I asked you earlier, sorry, is about why the target are these embassies, when it's been at least reported that the perpetrators and whoever's releasing this video really has nothing to do with the U.S. government.
Right. There is no connection whatsoever. But I think there is sometimes a popular misconception that the freedom of press in the United States, which is supported by the government, there's a feeling that many people in this part of the world have had governments that have basically dictated what the media has said. And it's not quite used to that idea, so they can't understand why, at least if nothing else, the government in the United States can't stop this video. And that adds to the anger. Plus, it's just a very convenient target.
Now, also, Elizabeth, maybe you could paint for us a picture or give us an understanding of the extent of the tension between Muslims and Christians, because this video was reportedly released by an American Jewish person and also Coptic Christians from Egypt who are based in the U.S., I believe.
Well, I think one of the problems is you have a lot of really, sort of hate-filled and crude kind of attempts like this on both sides, and you've got extremist fringe groups. Now, why this particular video became such a big deal, many people suspect, that this was done to further an agenda on both the extremist fringes and of the Christian groups and possibly the American Israeli, as well as the extremist Muslims here. What you get in the middle, though, is a whipped-up frenzy, and you see people offended at the depiction of the Prophet Muhammad that's just, again, very crude and mocking and ridiculous, and people will automatically come to his defense. It's a sort of a bottom-line thing that you just don't insult the Prophet, and so you can very easily manipulate any little video like this if you want to have a demonstration.
Well, Elizabeth Arrott, thank you so much for joining us on In Focus from Cairo in Egypt. Yes.